very, very disappointed that you give up those explosive plays. I mean, that's something we work hard not to do. And then on the flip side, you want to have some explosive plays on offense, and we had one a little too late. So, yeah, and then you can't turn the ball over and not get any turnovers. I don't know if there's any phase of the game that we won compared to that. I thought early on, George, I thought it was a game of field position in the first half. I mean, they were pinning us back deep with some punts and in the return game they would get some positive yards on us. So field position was bad. I thought at halftime 17-3. I still thought we were okay, and we did. We came out and made it 17-10.
And speaking of that 17-10, we had spoken earlier in the week, and you talked about complementary football. And I mean, you showed that right at the start of the third quarter. You get the big interception, and you score right away, and now it's all of a sudden it's 17-10.
Yeah, I thought the defense, their back was against the wall a lot in the first half, and they came back the second half. We got the ball, and I thought we'd had to do something early on with the ball. We didn't. The defense with the big play set us up for the touchdown and made it 17-10. And so I was feeling good. The guys were feeling good. They were confident that we would be able to make something happen. But, offensively, we didn't get in rhythm the whole night. We had some penalties that negated some positive plays. And then I just thought we were backed up a little bit. So we got to try to get a better balance.
The start of the third quarter, Coach, how much, obviously you're going to look at the whole tape, but how much do you really, hone in on what went right in those moments?
Yeah, we're going to have to find some positives, obviously, from this game. And I told the guys in the locker room that I was disappointed, not in the outcome, obviously, but I still saw some guys battling, fighting. We can do some good things, and I heard a couple of players say, "Hey, I think we found out some things about ourselves of what we can do and what we, constantly need to work on." So, yeah, I think there's some things that we can do offensively, some things we can do defensively. Colin Dupree in the kicking game was solid. I thought, punting the ball. Probably not a good thing when your punt is your best weapon of the night, but it was disappointing at the end too with the bad snap, and we set them up for another score.
And speaking of your defense, though, you look at the final point total, but it didn't seem like that kind of game.
No, you're right. We had them backed up. We got a big punt. We backed them up, and then we gave up the two explosive plays, and that really, really crushed us and took us down. And then we had them backed up again, and they hit the next play. Going deep. So you can't let that happen, especially when you're trying to build a momentum, especially when you're playing at home.
The struggles on offense, how much of that is, newer pieces, new quarterback, just kind of different faces in the unit?
No, I just think, listen, they're a pretty good football team. Let's not take anything away from them. They were 12-0 last year, and I think they got some weapons. I think they do a good job on defense also. I think it was us shooting ourselves in the foot some. We got to be able to established a run. We were a block here, a block way. I thought early in the game we had a drop. We could have had a little momentum on a bootleg, and you just can't do that. We talked all week about it, doing some of the simple things that we got to do, executing the simple things, and you can't do that, against a good football team and expect to have success.
The team scored 24 points today, which was something they only accomplished twice last season. Do you feel like the offense was a lot more efficient compared to last season? Or do you feel like it was just a matter of the plays you got?
I don't know if it's fair to say, one game compared to the whole last season. I thought we did some good things. I liked some of the things we were doing on offense. I thought Pat did a good job for his first game at quarterback for us. And he knows he's got to get better. He had some throws in there that he wished he had back, some things that he did. But he stayed in there, he battled, and we just got to be able to help him a little bit more.
Gavin became the program's all-time leading scorer tonight. Small positive, considering the talents that have come through this program. What can you say about that accomplishment?
Well, I thought this about Gavin is he's really worked hard the last year. I thought his off-season was tremendous. I thought it was the best that he's had since he's been. He's really hitting the ball well, so I'm really pleased with that.
Coach, how about Kershawn Fisher, obviously being a new addition and coming up with that interception? What did you think of his performance in his Colonel debut?
Yeah, it was good. I thought he did a good job. I was excited. I thought he was going to try to get himself in the end zone there, break a couple tackles. But he was in the right place at the right time. He had a good drop in the coverage. And guys, don't be surprised they throw it right to you, but he did what he had to do. And I still think this with Kershawn, he'll tell you too that he can play a lot better. I think we left some plays out there on the field.
It only gets tougher from here, Coach. I mean, what do you focus on? What's the message?
Yeah, I think we got to get back in tomorrow morning, watch the film, and then we'll come in and practice Saturday morning and try to work on the positive stuff. I mean, obviously, There's no doubt you still got to play them one at a time. Tough team next week. We'll get to watch them play on Saturday morning. They play early, and then we'll go down and try to see if we can fix ourselves a little bit. Some of the things that we got to do, that we got to work on. We can't have some of the penalties that you go do that against a good team too, and then it could get ugly in a hurry. So. Well, yeah, we got some things to fix, and we'll be. I'm excited about this team. I told them that in the locker room. We worked too hard to let one game try to define. It's going to be a long season. We got a lot of stuff we got to do, but by no means they can think that we did something good tonight. Either, we got a long way that we got to go. I just think, sometimes it's tough when one of your best players, it happens to, and he was probably sitting on the route. He told me he was sitting on a route and then he got something else and they threw it over the top of him. And sometimes when you gamble like that, you got to live with it. But he'll bounce back. He'll do a good job. You hate to see those balls going over the head. They had the same thing in the fourth quarter where we threw one over their head. So you just try to guard against that, but you can't stop being aggressive on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, it's been great. There's great people here, and fortunately we let them down tonight. We had a great crowd, and scoring that touchdown was pretty cool. A lot of people got pretty excited. But they come out here and they spend their Thursday night, Saturday afternoons to watch us win, and we didn't get it done tonight. So we did some good things, but ultimately, you play the game to win. So a lot to work on. That's a great team, Sacramento State. Playing in the quarterfinal, they lost by a couple plays at UIW. So that's where we want to get to, winning the conference and going to the playoffs. So they showed us what it takes, and nothing against them. They came here and handled their business. So, yeah.
What do you think? I know it's still early, but what do you think you learned from, what you went through?
Yeah, I think we've learned that we can play, and we have guys that can play at a high level. Our thing is just being consistent. We have drives we look really good on offense, and we have drives where we go 3 and out, and we just that doesn't work. So, taking it day by day and one play at a time, one drive at a time. That's our message, and just keep hitting on that. It's only the first game, so I guess we talked about we have a lot of new pieces on offense. So you can practice as much as you want, but nothing simulates a game. So, but yeah, obviously we wanted to win the game. That's why you play. That's what we came out here to do. But I think we did some good things. We definitely have some things to build on, and more importantly, we have a lot of things to fix. So. Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both. They did a good job of taking some stuff away down the field, and we got guys that can run, and they did a good job of kind of doubling them and playing deep zone and stuff, and kind of forcing me to be patient. And we ended up getting a big one to Terry at the end. But yeah, they did a good job. You got to give them credit. They're a good team. They had a good game plan. So yeah.
Do you feel that it looked like you had gained confidence more into the second half and fourth quarter? Did you feel that way too? Yeah,
I definitely think I gained confidence. And that's with anything. First game, first start in Division I. It's a dream come true, and as it goes on, it gets easier. Everything slows down a little bit. That first drive, everything's moving pretty fast. So, but yeah, I definitely think that I gained confidence. I think we gained confidence as a team, and we showed everybody we showed the guys on our defense that we can handle our business and go score. They get stops, we need to put in the end zone. To play with Kershawn, he makes an interception, we go down and score. That's winning football. So, complimentary football. So, yeah, I definitely think I gained confidence, and I think our offense gained confidence. So, that was big.
These next two games, I know from a competitor standpoint, you have to be looking forward to them. What are you hoping to take away from these next couple of weeks?
Yeah, we just got to play one play at a time. No matter who we're playing against. We get an opportunity to play the greatest game in the world. So whether it's against TCU or Sacramento State or a conference opponent, and it doesn't matter. We get an opportunity to play, and you only get 11 of them. So it doesn't matter who it is. We're gonna go, and we're gonna fight, and we're gonna get after them. So.
What's the personal goal you have for the remainder of the season?
I think it's just being more consistent. We made some good throws, got some good plays. It's just there's some that obviously Coach Rebowe hit on. I'd like to have back. Obviously you're never going to be perfect, but that's the goal, right? So just being more consistent and keep logging time with my guys, and just being on the same page at all the time.
So much of playing quarterback, obviously at any level, but especially this level, is you make a mistake, you bounce back.
Yeah.
What did you kind of find after the interception to finish the way you did? Because you finished really strong, a couple of touchdown passes, the touchdown run. What was the key for you to get things back in order?
Yeah, I think just sometimes you don't have to be the hero every single play. I mean, they did a good job with a good rush and good coverage. I mean, third down, there's nothing there. Just got to throw it away, and we'll punt. Punting's not a bad thing, especially in college, right? It's hard to win. It's hard to score points. Hard to get first downs. So when we can punt, it just helps our defense, right? Complementary football. That's not complementary football. We throw an interception, they get the ball deep in our own territory. So when we throw it away there, we punt, then the defense has a better shot of getting a stop. Those guys picked me up, so I'm grateful for that. But yeah, I mean, just you don't have to. Sometimes that you kind of forget that they have really good players too, and they're going to take stuff away, and they're going to have good plays. So just can't force stuff, and that's ultimately what happened. Just force the ball and try to make a good play, and just sailed on me. So
Do you feel like you overthrew about maybe 3 times in the game? Do you feel like that's one of the things you wanted to work on in your game in the off season?
yeah, just being more consistent, more accurate. I mean, overthrow, underthrow, whatever it is, just putting the ball on guys' chests and on their face masks, just to make it easier on them. Because I mean, we showed that when we get the ball to our guys in space, I mean, they're really good with it. So the more that they have to adjust to the ball, it kills their speed. So when we can get them the ball in stride, I mean, they make big plays for us. So that's the goal. So just got to keep working at it.
Did you have a message to the team after the loss?
I think it's just the same. Coach Rebowe hit on it. I mean, that's a really good team, and it was 17-10 in the second half. I mean, we were right there. So nobody's panicking. We know. I mean, we got to get back to work. So back to work tomorrow morning. I mean, it's a really good team. You give them credit. They came in here and they beat us. So I mean, it happens, right? It happens to us all. So I think it's just we got to keep fighting, keep going at it, keep practicing, and stay with it. Because I do believe we have a good team. I do believe we have a chance to do something special here.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
Can be deceiving. How would you assess the way the defense played tonight?
I think we played well when times matter, but I mean third downs I feel like we got to be better, and in the back end, and that's on us. We get back in the lab and we'll fix it in the next games coming up.
Can you talk about the strides the unit's made since last year? Obviously, injuries factored heavily into that year, but it just seems like you guys were playing with a different kind of physicality today.
Man, we got that taste in our mouth from last year, and none of us want to go through that again, And I mean, we just through camp and last spring and summer, we just came together as a unit. We really wanted to, not go through that again. And just put everything on the line,
To have those experiences in camp and then to see it translate to the football field tonight, you guys came up big when you were needed the most. For your team to be able to lean on you as a unit, just talk to me about the confidence that put in you guys.
Oh man, we all confident, especially we all confident because of the experience we've had and stuff that we've been through as a team. So I mean, when we come together, we know that we can be a dangerous group. So I think just us mentally preparing and getting ready, it'll keep our confidence high, keep going.
What's been the key for you to keep improving each year on campus? So you go from, not a lot of action your first year, second leading tackler a year ago, and now, a standout debut. What are the biggest things you've tried to do to get better?
I just, I train hard and I work hard in the film room and off the field and on the field, so I pride myself in being who I am and stepping up for my teammates because I know my teammates need me and I need my teammates, so I just try to give them my best foot forward every time.
Every time you made a play tonight, I'd hear this loud screaming from one part of the stands. I'd look up, you got Macon and family and friends. I mean, just have you worked with him at all this offseason and seeing him, have that time in the NFL? I mean, how much has that pushed you?
Oh man, it pushed me a lot, man. Seeing him, go all the way to the highest level that you can be on, that was really motivating for me and really an eye-opening thing for me because that's my brother. We grew up in the same household. I watched him, and he watches me. He got some tips for me. He told me after the game that he got some stuff to tell me. So we're gonna get together.
How much you look forward to those sessions?
Be honest, I look forward to him. He can be hard on me sometimes. But I mean, that's my brother, and that's what I expect from him.
What's the trash talk going to be like when you guys play together? You guys go up against each other.
It's gonna be a lot, man. It's gonna be a lot. I've been talking to him already. He's been talking to me. But he rooting for me. I know he rooting for me. That's his school, but it's my brother. I know he rooting for me.
these next two teams that you'll be playing pretty much, I mean, big time names now in the college football scene. What does the defense hope to take away from these experiences?
Oh man, we want to really see who we are as a defense. We want to see if we can come up and make big stops and be that defense that we know we can be and that we know we're gonna be throughout the season. I mean, these next few games, man, we're gonna treat them just like any other game. We're gonna go at it just on the field and work hard, get in the film room, and bounce back from this game right here.